Hello and welcome to my review video on the cell cycle's internal and external mechanism and the consequence if this control is lost. So what is the cell cycle? The cell cycle is a complex set of stages that is highly regulated by checkpoints, and these checkpoints check at certain events. The cell cycle is actually split into two phases, interphase and mitosis. Within interphase, there are three phases: the G1 phase, the S phase, and the G2 phase. All of the stages are regulated by internal controls or checkpoints. This is important because it checks for particular events to occur before allowing the cell to continue in cell division. There are three checkpoints, and each checkpoint has a specific job and allows the stop-and-go function of cell cycle. There's the G1 checkpoint, the G2 checkpoint, and the M checkpoint. The G1 checkpoint is passed only when the cell has been stimulated by the appropriate growth factors, which are proteins released by certain cells that stimulate other cell growth. G2 checkpoint is reviewing any damages made by DNA replication. G2 checkpoint also sees if enough MPF, which we will talk about later, is produced. The final checkpoint, the M checkpoint, makes sure that the mitotic spindles or microtubules are properly attached to the connectors. Talking about the internal and external signals, the cell cycle is also controlled by complexes made of several specific proteins. These complexes contain enzymes named cyclin-dependent kinases, or CDKs, which control the various processes of cell division and cause the cell to move through the stages. Actually, these CDKs are present in all constant concentrations, but can only activate if a cyclin attaches to it. Also attached to the CDK is a complex called the mitosis promoting factor, or MPFs, that contains cyclin A or B. The CDK allows the cell to proceed through G2 into mitosis. Going back to the G1 checkpoint, an important growth factor is the platelet-derived growth factor, or the PDGF. It is required for the division of fibroblasts, which allows the cell to pass through the G1 checkpoint and divide. So what happens if the cell cycle is disrupted? Well, then that causes cancer cells, and that is very dangerous to the body. A cancer cell starts as a normal cell that is converted to be cancerous by a process called transformation. Cancer cells are dangerous because they do not follow cell regulations. They will continue dividing despite overcrowding. They don't need growth factors to grow and divide. They stop dividing at random points rather than the checkpoints, and they keep dividing, and they are technically immortal if they have a constant food supply. Please review this video if you have any more questions, and this concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful. Thanks for watching.